Ladies and gentlemen, the Near Fall Network proudly brings to you the modern day Micro Russian, the guru of grappling gab, the one, the only Shooter!
Dear Ball Nation, say hello to the bald guy. And welcome once again to Drive By with Shooter. I got a fun show for you guys. I have a lot of things kind of in the works. I'm reworking this show. I told you, we had the shift from the low spot to the Near Fall Network, and there would be some growing pains, and I'm actually looking to expanding this or taking this off of YouTube and putting it on iTunes or something of that nature, some streaming service. If you guys listen to this every week and you like it on YouTube, I will keep it there. Let me know. But if you'd prefer it on something that's downloadable, it's an audio show, so you don't need the YouTube version. That's something I'm looking into and something I'm trying to figure out how I want to do that and who it's going to affect and who likes what. So, info from all of you that listen, the few that do, would be greatly appreciated. But I want to get right into it. I do a lot of thinking when I'm at work. A lot of mind kind of time because I'm by myself most of the day. And, in recent weeks, and I've talked about it on the show, you get the pictures of the tarped off seats in arenas, and we're all ringing the death bell for WWE and the end is near and blah blah blah. Like, it is insane the way that people react to some of these things. But as I was watching, and paying attention to all the great content that we have on the Near Fall Network Facebook page, I was tuning into our very own King of Nerds, who you heard at the top of the show, doing one of his great Monday Night War episodes. And one of the good things about that show, besides how hilarious it can be, is he gives you the lowdown on the ratings. Because if you're a new fan to wrestling, you might not understand how important the Monday Night Wars were and the battle between WWE, WWF at the time, and WCW. But it was tooth and nail. But here's the thing that I really want to emphasize, and what I think is going on today in current times. I watched King of Nerds shows, and in the description, he always puts the ratings, the Raw rating and the Nitro rating for each show. And he usually talks about that at the beginning of the show and mentions it, so you kind of have an idea of what the rating for that show was. This is the television ratings we're talking about, people. He started these shows. He started reviewing Raw and Nitro at what is technically the start of the Monday Night War. So it was technically the first episode of WCW the Nitro that aired head to head with Raw. And actually, I can't remember. I think Raw might not even have been on that night. I don't remember. It might have been preempted for something. So that was the first strike. But anyway, when I look at these ratings that were going on back then, they were 2.6s, 2.0s. They're on the 2s, bounce around in 3s, okay? Now, I'm bringing this up because everyone's ringing the death bell for WWE or saying how bad the shows are, blah, blah, blah. But they're pulling in 2s in the ratings, 2s, 3s. Now, is that fantastic? It's not fantastic. It's still one of the highest rated shows on USA. But here's what I'm getting at, people. When the Monday Night War hit its height, it was unreal. They were pulling in 6s. I don't know what the highest rating is off the top of my head, and I didn't have time to research it. You can Google that shit. That's what Google's for. But I know they were pulling in sixes. I don't know if they ever went to sevens or eights, but they were doing really good numbers and way, way higher than what they're doing now. But the point I want to make is their ratings for today is still around when they were perfectly fine at the beginning of the Monday Night Wars. Okay? Before WCW came in and Raw was its own thing and Nitro didn't exist, there was no, oh my God, look at Raw's ratings, they're doing so terrible. Okay? That didn't happen. They were doing what they were doing and they were carrying on as they were. Now, if the ratings reflect viewership and attendance to the shows, I guess my correlation would be the arenas that they were in that were, looked full. Of course, they might not have been. We didn't have people with cameras on their phones that were taking pictures and putting it out to the world back in 94, 95. Okay? We didn't do that. But the arenas are way bigger now. So if the attendance is relatively the same at that time or even a little higher, but not where it was, even 5 years ago or 3 years ago, that could attest for the tarped off seats because the arenas were huge. They used to come to my local arena for Monday Night Raw back during the Monday Night Wars, and it's a small arena, like very small. I don't know the seat count, but it's only a couple. I don't know, 4,000 maybe 3,000. I don't know. It's a small arena. They can't fit in there now. Maybe they could. They probably could at this point. But what I'm saying is they got to the mode where they had to sell out these big arenas weekly, and that's hard to do. So expecting them to do that all the time, especially in this day and age, it's a little bit ridiculous. But the ratings part of it I want to go into because, as I said, they were pulling the same kind of ratings they're pulling right now at the beginning of the Monday Night Wars when wrestling was starting to heat up. The reason I bring that up is and I've said this before on the show, people don't watch TV like they used to. I don't watch Raw live, and I do a wrestling podcast. It's not because I don't want to. I just don't have the time, and my work does not allow it for me to watch it live. I know a lot of people that don't watch any shows live anymore. That's not a reflection on the quality of the product. It's not a reflection on the quality of the entertainment you're getting. It's a reflection on the fact that the way people watch television now is not the same as it was back in the 90s. It's not. People DVR stuff. People stream stuff. People don't even have cable. Some have Hulu, and they watch it that way. So everything's different. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is, with the ratings still being about where they were during the beginning of the Monday Night Wars, I feel like they're really not losing that much ground because, in essence, people don't watch TV like they did back then. So I think if you would correlate it, like if you could literally figure out how many people watch TV on a regular basis, Monday through Friday, live television, and you could relate that to the numbers of that same genre, the same comparable scope of people in the 90s who watched TV live Monday through Friday in a certain time, we'll say 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock p.m. I bet you it'd be way less these days, which to me makes the ratings of Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown a lot less worrisome. I know it's apples and oranges, but I'm trying to paint this picture for you guys and kind of show you that we can't compare everything to the past because things change. In wrestling, if nothing else, we've been taught that it goes in cycles, and things in general go in cycles. I feel like with all the things that are going on with Ring of Honor, the Bullet Club, WWE kind of going back and forth with the Young Bucks, with Neville possibly walking out, Aries walking out earlier, Nia Jax supposedly unhappy, getting that a little bit later. All of that stuff, and with the ratings and the network and all these other new streaming services coming out, I have a feeling this weird time is about to be a huge explosion in success in professional wrestling, not for just WWE, not for just Ring of Honor or New Japan, but for pro wrestling all around. I think really, really, really good times are coming. Okay, everybody, I want to introduce you to a new segment I'm planning on bringing to the show. Hopefully it comes out the way that I want it and I can keep doing this, but I'm going to quickly just go off on a few subjects that have kind of been in the news for the last couple weeks when it relates to our favorite thing, pro wrestling. This is kind of in the vein of keeping it classy, but as you know, I like to keep my show semi-clean, semi-PG on the WWE level, I guess. So it's not anything crazy and over the top like keeping it classy was, but it's just really my honest opinion on how I feel about things and some of the things that kind of irritate me with internet wrestling community, internet fans, other shows, other podcasts, and just the way people react to things going on in the wrestling and some of the news that people and the way that people react to the news in professional wrestling. So here it comes, guys. Brand new segment on Drive-By with Shooter. It's time for rapid fire. Alright, Nearfall Nation, it's time. It's time for the very first edition of Rapid Fire with Shooter. Here we go. First target, locked and loaded. Recent rumors of stars leaving the WWE. I addressed Neville last week as being reported by Mr. Meltzer that he is 100% gone, though WWE has yet to confirm. As I said before, if Neville left for money concerns, I get it. Not being able to get a pay-per-view payout because of limited slots for the cruiserweights, that sucks. I can't say much more than that. But they have their own show, and that says a lot. It might not be the greatest, but it's still their own show. Also, Neville was the face of that division and of that brand. He couldn't bear the weight, I don't know who can. Not only that, but he was the best booked champion of any brand. Period. Argue me on that, and I'll shut you down all day long. I know that the division wasn't presented in the best way, but damn. Neville was tasked with being the man, and I thought he did it damn well. I guess that wasn't good enough. Maybe he went to them. Maybe he voiced concerns with being only a cruiserweight, and he saw that that wasn't going to change, so he walked. I don't know, but I love Neville, and I wanted to see him thrive. I wanted to see him attempt other things outside of that cruiserweight division. But it is what it is. You know who I also used to love? CM Punk. And now, I can't stand the guy. Take that for what it is. Other rumors stated earlier this week that Nia Jax walked out before a Raw. It was then reported that she was granted a personal leave of absence. We don't know why. We haven't been told. You know why we haven't been told? Because it was for personal reasons. We shouldn't be told. Let her be. Let her be alone. Rumors are rampant that she quit. I don't buy that. Where would she go? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but there's not really a high demand for women's wrestling on the indie side of things. There just isn't. She's in the best place to make the most money she can for herself. So if she did leave for what I'm going to start referring to as CRP or the Cody Rhodes plan, she might have just buried herself. But let's relax a minute, put the shovels away for a second, and let's not keep jumping to conclusions because Neville walked out and Mr. Meltzer is reporting that several more are going to follow. Let's just see what happens. Speaking of shovels, second target, locked and loaded. Fans crack me up. Everyone on the internet acts like Dolph Ziggler is and always has been their favorite wrestler. They say he needs pushed, and they complain they don't like what he's currently doing. That is right up until he beats Bobby Roode. Now, according to Smarks, it's unbelievable that WWE would bury Roode so fast. You guys realize how dumb you make yourself sound? Honestly, it's ludicrous. You're the types of people who would complain that you need more water, complain that you need more water, complain that you need more water, and then when you get water, you complain that it's not cold enough. It's exhausting. Roode will be fine. Maybe be happy that Ziggler is actually doing something with a major star, and also be happy that we are getting a story told to us. Maybe stop depending on guys like JD from New York to figure out and tell you how you should feel about pro wrestling. Maybe make your own mind up. And finally, target 3, locked and loaded. Jinder challenged Brock Lesnar. So it's happening. Jinder versus Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. Most likely in a non-title champion versus champion match. And of course, everyone is pissed about that as well. I'm going to try to enlighten you on why you shouldn't be. We know that both of these guys are not going to lose their respective titles at the November pay-per-view. So do we really want to see another fan favorite guy get buried? I mean, we could see Brock vs. Finn, Brock vs. Joe, or Brock vs. Braun. They'd all lose. Same for AJ, KO, Nakamura, or whoever would face Jinder. And you'd all damn complain about that too. So how about we have a nice tall glass of shut the hell up. Brock's going to be the guy we all hate. Drink it in. Because I'll fill you in on a little secret. At this point in time, Brock's going to beat everyone. So instead of seeing a fan favorite get fed to the beast or lose cheaply to the worst champion in WWE history, we're going to see the beast win and Jinder, the worst WWE champion in history, finally get someone humbled. There. Feel better? I sure do. I hope you like the new addition to Drive-By with Shooter. I do keeping it classy, and it's a more drawn-out thing for me to do and put together. So I don't do it all the time, and this is something where I can kind of vent for you guys and kind of just let you have it with the rapid-fire section of Drive-By. Probably be a weekly thing, we'll see, and especially if you guys like it, and just let me spill a bunch of topics out at once without drawing this out, because I do like to keep the show short, but at the same time I like to keep you entertained. The good thing is that I'm very late recording this part of the podcast, and normally I have the podcast done by Thursday at the latest, and then I just have to edit it and put it out for you guys. But I was late with that this week, and I'm blessed in a way, because literally before I record this final part, I find out that due to illness, Roman Reigns is not going to be at TLC, and neither is Bray Wyatt. Holy crap. The bigger part, Kurt Angle is returning to the ring and facing off as part of the Shield team to go against The Miz, The Bar, Braun Strowman, and Kane. Unbelievable, guys. This is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this. And the next part of this is AJ Styles is stepping in to face, they're saying, the Demon, Finn Balor, in place of Bray Wyatt. This is insane. I'm excited to see Angle back, but it sucks that it's going down this way, because I was pumped to have the Shield back, and all this build up and we're getting kind of let down. It's out of anyone's hands. I mean, the story that's going around is that, and I don't know if this is related to Roman Reigns, but I know as far as Bray Wyatt, Bo Dallas, and also kind of lumped in there with JoJo, but that was kind of being disputed. They all have a viral form of meningitis with it, which is nasty and not something to mess with. And I've heard other stars were affected with it as well. Now Roman Reigns is out due to illness, so you have to kind of assume that it might be the same thing. I've also recently heard, just right before recording this as well, that Kevin Owens was sent home from the tour that they're on for, it said, for personal issues, but I half wonder if he's sick, or I pray that nothing's wrong with his child, because I know he has a couple kids, and he's a very, very good family man, good father, so hopefully everything's okay there, and it really is just something silly, or he's sick, and we'll deal with that. That's cool. But anyway, TLC's picture has completely changed. I really don't even know what to think or what to expect. I feel like this whole Shield, Miz, Bar, Braun, Kane thing is a complete wash now. And it sucks that they were doing this and building this and making something out of it, and we've basically just lost all that momentum. It is what it is. It's out of our hands. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's probably smart if they got to do something big, bring Kurt Angle back. And also, you've got him in a multiple man tag match. So if he's having a hard time and he can't do a lot, he's got two guys with him on his team to really cover and make up for that. And plus he's got 5 other guys on the other side that can, help out, and everyone will end up looking good in the end, I think. But I'm pumped to see Finn versus AJ. We low-key have a former Leaders of Bullet Club match here, guys. I mean, Finn is part of the reason the Bullet Club exists, and AJ was one of the main guys of the Bullet Club after Finn left. Like, this is kind of insane that we're getting a match like this with zero build. It's almost kind of like, oh man, I'm pumped to see this, but this sucks that that's how we're getting it. I don't know. Like, I don't even know how to feel about this. I'm literally recording this and thinking I want to talk about it, but I'm so much at a loss for what's going on in this situation and what's happened that it's kind of crazy. It's mind-blowing that something has ravaged the locker room like this to knock guys out and take them completely out of the road and off the road on a pay-per-view weekend of all weekends. It's kind of insane. I don't know if I can remember a time where anything like this has ever happened. I mean, obviously you have your horrendous moments when you found out about Eddie passing and the Benoit tragedy, and those were, I know I'm almost positive Eddie's was a pay-per-view. I know Pillman passed away, I think, right before a pay-per-view, but literally, like, not to be a downer, but other than, like, someone passing away, we haven't really seen very often where a major, like, pay-per-view story or match was canceled or changed because of someone not making a show. Not that I can remember. I'm sure it's happened other than those examples, but it's just hard-pressed to remember. But this, first of all, affecting multiple matches is insane. And then just to know that we're getting Kurt Angle's return, which just kind of verifies there's been plans for him to return to the ring for a while, and they just what do you do? So they push it up. I mean, I'm not going to argue it or fight it, but it's just kind of insane to think that that's where this is going. And then you get the low-key Bullet Club versus Bullet Club. I mean, we'll say Baylor Club versus Bullet Club, whatever you want to call it, but then it kind of throws that whole thing as, what if I'm literally sitting here thinking off the top of my head, what if Gallows and Anderson get involved? Like, this could start a whole thing, and then the whole Shield thing could take on a whole new life. This is literally unbelievable. I don't know if I even want to go down that rabbit hole, because I don't want to be disappointed, and I know that this is something they're literally grasping at grasping at straws, and they have to be literally throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks, because holy crap, 2 of our main matches Literally. Like, I'm not trying to bash the card of TLC, because I think it has especially because people were downing it so much, I think the card and the show itself has potential to be very, very good because people already have their expectations really low. We got 2 cruiserweight matches. We got the debut of Asuka, and we have a women's title match. But all the other title belts are locked up in that main event of Shield versus Miz, The Bar, and Braun and Kane. You got your tag champions and your IC champion there, so those are gone. It's like, when you look at it on paper, it looked like a weird card, but I think it had potential to be very, very good. You had the whole idea of what is going to really go on with this Sister Abigail character, and we're not even going to see it. I'm literally at a loss for words, guys. I hope that this works out for the best, and I hope everything that they built with these stories can be salvaged and, I don't know, redone or figured out, and something can be saved, because this sucks, but at the same time, it's really interesting to see where these things will go. I don't know. I guess we'll see on Sunday. Don't forget, guys, I will be back Monday with my TLC review. This could be an interesting review. I don't know. But before that, check out our Facebook page, and you can tune in to the High Five and MFer as he gives his TLC preview. And if you're a Near Fall Network VIP, MVP, I don't know if we've really come up with an official term for you guys yet, but remember, our pick'ems will be in, and we will send you a template, and you can vote, and we can do it. It's fun, guys, and as I've been telling you, if you want in on it, follow the Facebook page, follow the YouTube, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Screenshot that you have done both of those and message us on Facebook, and we will get you added. There's only limited slots left, so get on that if you want in on it. Guys, thanks for listening, and as I said, it's been real, it's been fun. We'll catch you next time.